Hello, my name is Hayley and I'm talking to you today about my personal experiences to do with mental health. And I have a carer with me. She's going to ask me questions and I will answer them positively and fulfillingly. Here you go.
Okay, so do you suffer with mental health problems? And if so, how long have you had them?
I have. I've suffered mental health problems all my life, and I've had extreme mental health problems where I've been admitted into hospitals for long stay. Yeah, and I suffer from depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, and learning disabilities, and borderline personality disorder.
So what age do you think that they all started?
I think all my mental health started probably around 12 years old.
Okay. So how does this affect you, your everyday life now?
Well, there's times in my everyday life there's times I have difficult moments and there's times I have not so difficult moments. Yeah, look, I have problems with like going outside, and I've got a really big fear of going outside, being in crowds. So that can affect my mental health. Self-harm is another big thing that, because of my mental health, that makes me self-harm when things don't go right and when there's a lot of stress. And I also neglect myself quite a lot, and looking after my child can be really difficult as well when times are bad. And sleep is a big one, with nightmares and really scary things, and also hallucinations, and there's just so much goes on with my mental health, and they're big parts of it.
Okay, but you have quite good times as well. It's not like this all the time for
you. No, good times are really good. The good times are really good. There are some parts of my mental health that stay there all the time, but I don't really mean anything because I've got my support with me and they really do help me with it. So the good times are really good.
What can make your mental health worse then? Are there any triggers?
Well, the biggest trigger, I think, is my past. I've had a history of lots of different abuses from family, especially my mum and dad. And I think that was a big trigger for my mental health because that turned to drinking, that turned to drugs. So, with a mixture of all that and everything else, I think that was the biggest trigger that I really can think of. I suppose people taking advantage of me as well. That's really difficult because I don't notice it, so that takes an outsider to see that. So that will cause me some mental health problems. Saying no is really difficult. I find someone talking to me and ask me to do something, I'll say yes straight away, but really I wanted to say no, but I find it really hard because I can't say it. But yeah.
Okay, so what about being on your own? Do you get lonely?
I get really lonely. I do get lonely. I hate it when I'm on my own. I really don't like it. I have my child living with me. He's 14 years old now, and I do have him with me. But I suppose for some people as well, you could have a house full of people and still feel lonely. I get that quite a lot.
Okay, so have you learned any skills, or what helps you in the difficult times?
Well, the main skill that I've got, which I've had through all my life, is writing poetry. Now, I write poetry because I find it hard to communicate how I feel. I can't talk to someone about how I feel. So if I write it down in a poem, it's there then in front of them. I haven't got to say it. So poetry is a big one. That really does help me. Also, I do lots of art. I listen to music, do jigsaws. And positive thinking. Positive thinking, even though I find that quite hard, I'm getting my head around it a little bit now. So, yeah.
Okay. So basically, if someone's struggling, they need to find some distractions, things to do that will help them.
Yeah.
Hobbies and stuff.
Hobbies, yeah. Use your hobbies. Use the support networks around you. Go for a walk. Anything that makes you feel good. What makes you feel happy about yourself. Something that you're proud of. Use that. It could even be stroking your pet. That's anything that you can think of that makes you happy.
Good. So do you get any support for your mental health? And where can people go if they feel like they need some?
Well, yeah, I get support off my doctors, my friends, opening doors, and my carers. They're really big support. Learning disability team. So I guess that's where I get my support from. But there are other places where you could get support from as well. I mean, you've got Samaritans and you've got Mind and your doctors and, you're not alone.
So anyone they feel comfortable talking to, really?
Anyone they feel comfortable talking to, definitely. It needs to be someone you trust. Someone you trust and someone who's close to you. It could be friends, family, carers, supporters, your home where you live. That could be anything. Whoever you trust, you can talk to.
So, do you get any help from medication with your mental health?
Yes, I'm on medication. I'm on quite a lot of medication for my mental health. But without it, I don't think I'd be able to cope in an everyday situation. I think I'd be a really big mess if I didn't have my medication. So yeah, medication is really important.
So people shouldn't feel ashamed for taking any medication for mental health?
No, people, if you've got medication, don't feel ashamed about taking it. Don't feel like you are, what's the word? I know what I'm trying to say. Don't feel like you, don't feel like you give in to yourself. Don't feel, I know what I'm trying to say.
Failed?
Failed, yes, that's the word. Yeah. Don't feel like you failed, because taking medication, that don't mean you failed. That means you're doing something about it. So look at it as a good thing, not a bad thing.
Okay, so if someone is watching this and they're feeling really fed up or down or feel like they've got mental health problems, what would you say to them?
Be brave. Speak out about it. Don't be afraid not to talk about it. And stay really strong, because there are so many people out there going through mental health problems, and as soon as you notice that you might be having mental health problems, tell someone, because otherwise that can only get worse. So be brave, be strong, and speak out.
Great, thank you.